Check. 1, 2. Hello. Hey guys, give me just a second here. Let me cue up the band in the background. Ooh, that's nice. Let's get you guys looking at my pretty face. Hello, what's up, guys? All right. How we doing today? Hello. Not many people in the chat right now, but that's okay. Welcome to Podcast for the General Populace. I'm glad of you to stop by. Yes, I have 2 mugs of coffee today. I'm very tired. I've had Kyle working overtime, brewing that filthy bean water for me. Hopefully giving me enough go-go juice to do this episode today. Speaking of, we are on episode 4 finally, and today we have a wonderful guest, a good friend of mine. We're going to be talking about some more nerdy topics, another not too heavily D&D based episode, but let's be real, if you guys know me, it's going to be D&D based. But we'll be talking about state of the game industry. We got a couple little fun things planned to play on stream here. Yeah, it'll be fun. So I guess let's Kyle, if you could pan over to the guest here for us so we can introduce our guest. Oh, Kyle? What's going on with the screen there, Kyle? Did you not turn it? Can you give it a little, oh, there you go. Give it a good little smack, Kyle. No, that didn't work. Give it another one. Just Kyle, quit. Okay, now you're just being too extra, Kyle. Just get the fuck out of here, Kyle. Get out of here. Let me find the remote. Maybe I can turn it on here. Okay. Oh, that's the unmute button. Okay, so I think we have audio at least. See, Kyle, I can do one thing. Dakota, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. Kyle.
Get your shit together, Kyle.
Dude, I'm telling you that. Oh, hang on. Here we go. Oh, hey!
Professionalism in this world, and Kyle doesn't have any of that.
Oh, Kyle, turn off the static. There we go.
Kyle.
There we go.
Dude, I didn't expect Kyle. That came out of nowhere. I love it.
Hey, can you guys turn the music down a little bit, please? It's kind of loud. I know it's jazz and it's supposed to just turn it down, please.
You know what? I can't even hear the jazz, unfortunately. I'm actually sad.
Oh. Okay, turn it back up.
Yeah, Kyle, turn the jazz up. Get the band sorted out.
Oh, anyways, hey, Dakota, what is up?
What's up, Dr. Linko?
Hello.
Jay Dizzle. How are you, sir?
I'm wonderful. A little tired, but nothing that some dirty bean water won't fix.
Exactly, dude. Bean water solves it all.
Oh,
this is my favorite podcast setup of all time. I have to say that. We have a fireplace, a big ass TV. I think that's the Holy Bible in the bottom left corner. I can't see that.
No, that's don't worry about what that book is. Just don't point it out to Kyle. That's all. But here, look. Maybe I can give you a better look at it. Just real quick. Here you go.
Oh damn, dude. Oh no.
So technically, it is my Holy Bible.
Yes, Kyle's days are numbered.
Fucking Kyle. I'm telling you, so actually, you know what? This is turned into a sort of like tradition here on PGP. Do you happen to know anybody I might be able to talk to about becoming an intern on the podcast? Because Kyle's, like you said, his days are numbered. So,
dude, I'll intern for you.
Oh,
I'll
really?
intern so hard.
Okay, yeah, just. So my business email, is in that forward, like that NDA, that like 17 long thing I had to email you for you to sign and everything. The one with your credit card, your social security number, and your birth certificate, everything like that.
Yeah,
just
that's all boilerplate.
Just attach your resume to that and forward it back to me, and I'll be sure to get it and have my people talk to your people.
Yes, I'll send back a blood sample as well. All the standard stuff.
See, you already know. That's perfect. All right, cool. There we go. Because we do have to form the blood pact and everything. That's the only reason why Kyle and I are doing that.
Yes.
Side note, it might make your arms really long because, believe it or not, Kyle's arms were normal until I summoned him from hell, and then his arms just became like.
Was he in a prison jumpsuit? Did he have a prison jumpsuit on? I saw orange.
So, Kyle, can you just? Yeah. No, the guest wants to see your arms. I
Just
don't
real
care
quick,
if that's derogatory, Kyle. You're an intern. Kyle, just stretch.
part of the job.
Kyle, just stretch your arms out. Yes, come on. Keep coming. There you go.
Come on.
Here it goes. Yeah. Oh, don't be shy now. Come on. Yeah, there you go. See now, look. You
Prison
get to see.
jumpsuit.
Now, here's the thing, though. Look at how long these things are. Look at this. Okay, Kyle, that's enough. You're freaking our guest out. Get out. You're freaking me out. Just get out of here, Kyle.
Yeah, it's starting to get a little weird. A little Slender Man-ish, you know?
Yeah. That's I'm told that's his uncle, actually.
It makes sense, dude. It makes sense. Kyle's giving him a run for his money. I just don't trust any intern that's straight out of prison and didn't take the time to change out of their prison jumpsuit. Like, you would at least think they would try to hide the fact that they were incarcerated, maybe, to help with the job. I don't even know, honestly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he keeps talking about, like, paying him a living wage and everything, and, like, so he can afford a home and food and stuff, but that's stupid. You know, I just told him to get a real job. But honestly, nobody wants to hire that guy. I don't blame him. If anything, I took a risk on him, and it was a risk not well worth it. But yeah, man, I'm glad to finally have you on here. It's great. You know, episode number 4. So we're rolling them in, man. We're rolling them in.
Top five. No big deal.
Yeah,
Squeaked
dude,
on
hey,
in there.
You were
Vector's
easily.
here.
Oh, hello, what's up? Hey, wait, hang on that. No, I gotta change the
He's
title
here.
back. I gotta change the title back now.
I mean, he's here. We're not going to talk to him. He doesn't have much to say.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's fine.
So he's
Just
like
wanted to let you
Kyle.
know.
I got you.
He is like Kyle. No, I don't know. It's complicated. He tries his best. I don't know if he's quite as scary as Kyle is.
Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, though, you are definitely in my top 5 favorite guests that I've had on so far.
Aw, buddy. Thanks. That was the nicest backhanded compliment I've ever...
Wait, what are you talking about, dude? It was just a straight compliment, man. You know?
That was uncut complimentation. Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited because honestly, it's been long overdue. We haven't hung out in forever, and
Dude,
now
it's
that I
been
be
so
twitching
long.
and you be twitching, yeah, it's been
Yes,
great. catching up.
sir. Yes, sir.
A whole lot of nerdy shit to discuss.
Yes, sir. And that's actually a good point, man. Talking about Twitch and everything. Like, how are you enjoying it so far? Like, what do you like and dislike about the platform so far? I know you mostly stream console games and things. You got a capture card and all that good stuff. But you know, we see the blue screen behind you. You're semi-professional here. How you liking it so far?
It's something I wanted to do since I was like legitimately 12 or 13, and I used to watch a bunch of old like Tobuscus videos and just random shit. Tabascus, yeah. I still like some of that guy's shit is lodged in my subconscious and it just comes out sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I've wanted to do it for a long time because I knew, I mean, it would be fun for me, and also there's a way you can eventually turn it into a platform and a way to provide a little extra income and stuff. It's just like a win-win-win.
Yes, sir.
But as far as Twitch goes, dude, I like everything about it except for people that just come into my chat and then confess to crimes that I don't want to hear about.
Oh,
we don't have to get into that, but that happened last night and that fucking shook me. I'm still shook about it. What, dude? Like, I didn't even know this guy. He just follows me and then he's just like, hey, I did a crime. And then I'm just like, you're banned, and that felt bad. But
dude, people that treat Twitch like either a therapy session or like a dating site are the most cringe-worthy people
my God.
in the world, man. Like, in the fucking world. I have a few female streamer friends that they talk about it where it's like the guys just come in there and they just think it's like a dating site. They're all like, hey girl, what do? You got a boyfriend? It's like, dude, go fucking watch porn or get on Tinder. Like, Jesus, you know, we're here to stream and entertain, not like get your rocks off. And oh God.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, I'm glad I'm not a female streamer and I don't have to deal with that. On the other hand, I'm upset I'm not a female streamer because I would love the viewership.
Oh, the viewership would be great. Yeah, that's one of the.
But it definitely comes with some like, you gotta like have thick skin to do it. But you know.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
100%.
I don't think I could do it, honestly. I get uncomfortable with, you know, people. If people compliment me, it's like you're halfway uncomfortable. At least I'm halfway uncomfortable and halfway like, thank you. And if you were like a streamer who was really popular and people were just flooding your chat like, I love you, you're the reason I get up in the morning, you are the sun to my moon, you are my stars, like I would just be like, this is too much. I would have a breakdown.
You know,
Just like,
that's
ban.
that's actually a really good starting topic here. I didn't think I was gonna want to talk about this, but you actually just brought it up, and it's a really good point. Do you follow many people on Twitch, like any of like the bigger name streamers or anything like that?
I love Moist Critical, but
Moist
he's
Critical.
like the only big Twitch streamer I watch, because I just don't know that much about a lot of the other people. I've popped into like, what's that guy's name with the blue hair who was like a big Fortnite guy?
Oh, Ninja.
Ninja.
Yeah.
You know, not for me.
So-
not my cup of tea.
The point I'm making is, there's a guy I watch called Ludwig, and he's the guy that did the subathon and broke Ninja's record for most subscribed person on Twitch and everything. He streamed for like 31 days straight, like him sleeping and everything, like the whole 9 yards.
I
Anyways,
heard about that.
he talks about this a lot, is how people who have, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Because it's definitely not friends. His big thing is he always like to tell his viewers, like, I am not your friend, you know, because he believes in not feeding into parasocial relationships, where it's like he makes a media platform, he makes entertainment videos, streams, yada yada, and these people that watch, they watch him so often that they feel like, oh, we're friends, I know you, I know this, and blah blah blah, and thinks they can just hang out and do stuff all the time. And he's like, that's not true, I don't know any of you fuckers. And he talks about like the people who follow like the Minecraft community, like Dream and stuff like that, and the people that they call it stanning and stuff, and how people get legitimately upset when people say stuff about them. And you know, like there's the people that send like death threats and like, I can't believe you said he was bad at a game, blah blah blah. Like, holy cow, man, parasocial relationships blow my fucking mind that people can do it. But I mean, I guess it makes sense, but I couldn't do it. I don't know.
It's scary. It's one of the scariest things in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that people feel that much of an attachment to someone they've never met, and someone
Exactly.
like, literally, really, you don't know anything about them. Like their stream can go off and they could just go and punch a dog in the face. You don't know what they're doing with their day-to-day life. Like they can be a psychopath.
And that's another thing that he was talking about too. It's like, you don't know like me. You see the me that I put out there for you and stuff like that too. So it's like you don't even really know the person. That shit's wild.
It creeps
to me,
me
man.
out. It creeps me out because I do see a lot of like I'll be hanging out and some of my friends who have a bigger following, like 500 followers, and they usually have pretty poppin' streams. People are in there having a good time, and then someone just kind of swoops in and they're like, "My day is shit," and I'm gonna tell you about every detail, and they kind of hijack the conversation, and then it gets really dark. And sometimes people need help, and that's great. Like, you know, you should ask for help if you need it. But it's just the amount of times I see it happen in like an otherwise pleasant Twitch chat, it's a little bit frightening. It makes me uncomfortable.
And
to be honest,
that actually that's something that he had talked about before too. Is that like jumps back to the whole me thinking like people find Twitch to either be like a dating platform or like a therapy session. It's the anonymity of it. You can go in and talk about this, and people don't know you, but I mean, I understand that some people just don't have people to talk to and like don't have like people that'll listen. So I guess the allure of going in being completely fucking anonymous and telling this random stranger, it's like in a way it's like you're practicing to like talk to somebody, you know? And I understand that, and I mean, I feel like there should be places that you can do that, but Twitch is not one of them.
Dude, I'm here to play the Elder Scrolls. Like,
right? I'm not here to give you life advice about like how you're upset that your dad left when you're 11 or some shit. You know, it's like, dude, like I talk to a therapist.
He's never coming back, man. That pack of cigarettes. He's not coming back. I don't know what you want.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's something else, man. Oof.
That's the world we live in. It seems like every day you hear about death threats going to video game developers because they didn't make their game perfect, or you hear about somebody who's just like at the end of their rope because their audience on Twitch is just like turning on them or turning toxic. It's so fucking weird that people need digital media to vent all of their bullshit to. Like, just do that to people. Go I don't know, go outside and like just find somebody and be like, hey dude, will you talk to me? That way I don't have to go and just ruin someone else's day. I don't know.
I I think it's become such a big thing too because of the past year, you know, and that availability of people has just really dwindled off. I mean, I know
Yeah.
we're coming out of the worst of it, and even still, like I've noticed that I've just taken, and I'm a pretty social person, like you know me, I'll talk to fucking whoever, but I've gotten to that point now where that new job that I've started, I walk around work and I just don't want to talk to anybody. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know any of you and I don't want to know any of you because I'm working and that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
And man,
don't tell me about your kids, please. Don't tell me about them.
It fucking sucks. Like my big thing right now too is where I just recently got the line work for this tattoo done, and it's a full sleeve tattoo. And I'm in a place where I'm moving constantly, so I'm not wearing a long sleeve shirt. I'm usually in a short sleeve. I've had at least 3 people every single day that I'm working just come up to me and be like, hey man, nice tattoo. Where'd you get it? Know about this? Well, I've been thinking about doing this tattoo. And I'm like,
yeah. Do you want to see mine? And they start pulling their shirt up to show you their nipple tattoo. And you're like,
yeah. You're like, no,
we're not
okay,
there
cool.
yet.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah. I'll be like, nope, not done yet. When are you going to get it finished?
Yeah.
Soon. And they'll go, okay. And I'm like, and then I walk away.
Dude,
oh,
you know
man.
what? That is what it is. That's the best way to describe it. The whole parasocial, like, corruption of the internet that's happening. It's like you can be nice about it. It's the tact that you take when you do it. You can do it in a respectful way where like you're depressed, you need someone to talk to, you reach out. That's all well and good. But like to just dump everything like onto some unsuspecting person, that's insanity.
Yep.
To just be like, take this. Yeah, look at my tattoo. Ah, like you don't. Yeah.
And it because it and. You know, and that's what he was talking about with his, like, he always tries to make that notion where, like, I am not your friend. And if anything, it makes his, like, his viewership and his chat, like, way better because he comes straight out and says it, like, you know, like, I'm here to entertain you guys and that's it. But he also talks about, like, the bad side of it, too, is when people do that, and because he's, you know, he says how he feels like he's a decent person. So when people dump that information and stuff like that, it makes him feel upset and bad that he can't, you know, like offer that guidance and talk to them and stuff like that. It's like, but they don't know you, you know, it's not his job to do that. So it's very hit or miss, give and take. I don't know. It's weird, but you know, enough of the bad and talking about the weirdness. Yes. Let's talk about some of the good stuff. Yes. What is like the best part that you've had on, you know, on being on Twitch? Like, what are some of the high points that you've had at least?
Honestly, just the people that are really sweet and diverse. Like the most variety you'll ever find in terms of just gamers that you wouldn't expect to ever meet or to ever form any kind of relationship with. Like I got raided by this kid who's like 12 while I was playing Detroit Become Human. And he's a part of this gigantic community of like the nicest people you'll ever meet in your life. And that's been the best part because I've never had like an internet community to like hang out with and stuff like that. I've never streamed, never done that kind of stuff until this year. So that was super fortunate to just be able to find people that are actually cool, not psychopaths, and are interesting to learn about. You know, like it's been super positive. It's the one thing you could hope for, which is just finding people that don't suck, you know? Easier said than done.
Like that's so my younger brother, he actually started streaming here recently. He hasn't been for a little bit just because the whole situation with the work thing, yada yada yada. But he actually is part of one of those community things that you're talking about, where he has this it's a community of like smaller Twitch streamers that kind of get together and they support each other. And they host like raid train days and stuff like that, where people will post like when they're going to be live. So they set up a schedule on who's going to raid who, et cetera, et cetera. And so everybody kind of tags in and joins in on it. So that way, like the numbers go up, et cetera. And dude, let me tell you, guess how much my brother pulled in money wise on Twitch after he hit affiliate, which by the way, took a week and a half for him. But guess how much money he pulled in on his first month of streaming on Twitch? Just take a ballpark guess. How much you think?
I'm gonna say $1,000 because it sounds like a lot.
Very close. He made like $890 on his
dude.
First month on Twitch, and I was like, "You little shit! You made more than I've ever made on Twitch, and I've been doing this for years."
Yeah, I've never made that much.
But I mean, it goes to show you like how much like a community helps, man. And another big thing too is like just setting a schedule and getting on track with things. I eventually want to do that for this, but with how fucking wild and out of left field that my life has been lately. I have not been able to set like a strict set schedule, but eventually I'm going to do 2 episodes a week and like set it for this day and the next day and then have people lined up and yada yada yada. Or it just maybe me and Kyle, God forbid, fucking Kyle, I have to talk to him on here, but whatever. Anyways, fact of the matter is, hopefully once I do that, the viewership and the base goes up a little bit, so that would be fun.
I'm in that same boat. Yeah, it's weird to think about because, like, on one hand, you just want to do the thing and have fun with it, but yeah, like marketing and finding a community and kind of being able to put yourself out there is part of it too, and figuring out a schedule, making it kind of a discipline as well.
Yes,
that's
very
hard
much
for
so.
Me. Video games is like the opposite of discipline for me. It's like what I want to do, what I want to not, try. I just want to like do things and have fun, play a video game. But yeah, having to stick to like a 3-4 day schedule. Yeah, once you're used to it, it's awesome. But for that, it's tricky.
If you try to make it on Twitch, man, it's a job. That's what it comes down to. It becomes a job. Oh,
hell of a lot better than working in working at some place you hate.
Amen. I'm in that boat, but I'm also in the boat where like I don't know if I would ever want to make streaming my job, because then it would feel like I would be working while playing video games or something, Oh
God, yeah.
That would feel weird. If it was something like this, like what we're doing right now, that would be a little more understandable, because then I feel like I could break it up and it would definitely feel like something out of what I usually do to like relax and wind down, which is play games and stuff, So, but yeah, the people that do that, or the people that build a viewership by playing one game and one game only, those guys blow my mind. Like, you could not pay me enough to just play the same. Actually, I take that back. You totally could pay me enough. But the people that play that one game and that's all they play, it's like, woof. Because it's rough, man. If you've ever seen those people where they're like, hey guys, I'm going to try playing this game, and their viewership goes...
Yeah, it's like, what kind of fan base do you have if they're like, you're not playing Rust? Fuck you!
Yeah. Yeah.
Children, that's the kind of viewers you have. That's fine though. But
yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I almost went into video game design as a career in college. Like the first year I studied that. And then I realized very quickly, after just some basic research, like a 10-minute Google search and half a documentary, I was like, this is going to make me hate the thing that I love the most in the world if I do this. Like, I'm going to hate video games, and I don't want that.
You're getting that peek under the curtain that you don't want to have.
Oh, dude, and if you peek under that curtain, it's the devil himself. He's just, like, sitting there, and there's fire everywhere, and developers are just crunching away, just typing on their laptops. It's horrifying. Like, those dudes are working, like, 90-hour work weeks. I don't even know if there's 90 hours in a week, but they're just like, fuck it. Just do it.
Yeah, they're going to make sure there is. And the investors are like, yes, release it a year early.
Yes. We don't need it to work.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, we have to talk about that at some point, too.
I was about to say, that's a good segue. And talking about, like, I guess, like, the state of things, man. Do you have any like sort of topic on that right off the rip that you want to talk about? Because I have a couple things of my own brewing up, but if you have something in specific that you want to talk about, hit me with it.
Yeah, I want to ask you what you think the worst thing plaguing the video game industry today is. Like, what is the worst thing that is dragging the entire industry down?
So, I think... Okay, let's see, how can I word this? So pretty much exactly what we just joked about is big AAA developers and things like that, and their investors, and like setting time schedules. I think it's such a big thing where the people that invest and put money into these big AAA companies and like push the developers to make stuff and get stuff out as quick as possible because they want that return, don't understand that time and effort make a difference for those things. A really fucking good example of that? Cyberpunk. Like, look at what happened to that dumpster fire, man. Holy cow. I cannot talk about how hyped I was about that game, and then when it came out and it just didn't hit home. And that's from CD Projekt Red too, man. Like, the guys that made The Witcher fucking 3. I was like, there's no way they're gonna fuck this up. But when it came out how it did, and then it turns out that the investors talked about having to release it, almost a year early, and it makes sense because once you play it too, it's like, yeah, this game needed like another year in the oven.
100%. And
It's,
yeah, if it can happen to CD Projekt, it can happen to anybody. Anybody. The Witcher 3 is like the most perfect game you'll find in terms of just detail and care.
Yep.
I won't say like the gameplay is perfect or anything like that. And the story is all subjective if you like it or not. But I think in terms of just like, the quests are all super detailed. Everything works for the most part. Like, so much time and consideration went into that game. And you can tell with Cyberpunk, it was just like, yeah, let's get this shit out because we need money.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
And it's the fact that they split into this developer / publisher, right? They started publishing games, and as soon as that happened, it's like the same thing with EA and BioWare. As soon as big money starts getting injected into these games, and then it starts becoming this quarterly kind of thought process where it's like, we got to hit our fucking numbers, we got to get this game out by Christmas, we got to make money. It just turns the greatest, most pure works of art into these poisoned, corrupted, like, sometimes just pieces of shit. I won't say Cyberpunk's a piece of shit totally, because I think it's like actually a good game. Unlike buried underneath a bunch of shit and garbage. But like, if you dig through it, go like sifting around in the dumpster, you'll find good stuff in that dumpster. Like, you'll find a really great cast of characters, a great story, a lot of cool themes, and pretty good side quests. But like, it's sad. It's really sad to see. So yeah, I think that's the perfect answer.
I think a good thing that comes out of it, though, is that you get more like indie games and indie developers that jump onto the scene and make these like fucking bombshells of games that just drop out of nowhere. And it's like, yeah, I made this in my basement and I worked on it for 6 years by myself until it was perfect and done. And here it is,
Yeah.
And like, what's some good, like examples of
Telltale
that?
did that.
Yes,
Telltale came out of
exactly.
nowhere and
Telltale
won so many awards.
Another like indie game that just came out of nowhere recently, like Among Us and stuff like that. Stardew Valley, like all these kind of games, man. Like,
do you remember Gone Home?
I do.
Like the Stanley Parable, like that era of indie games, and like Journey came out pretty soon right after that. Like all these, I don't even know if Journey's an indie game because Sony published it, I guess, but like all those smaller games that were made by teams with just a crazy artistic vision.
Yep.
They paved the way for like a future we could have, and we still have to some extent, which is a really nice future where people like developers get to take chances, and the people making the games get to do some wild shit that you haven't seen before. But these days, it just feels like more and more of my favorite franchises. Like if I had to pick my answer about what would be like the worst thing plaguing it, it is the publisher's influence on the creators. And like, it's ruined a lot of my favorite franchises. Almost like Mass Effect, for instance, with Andromeda. That was like the scariest thing to have happen to like my most beloved franchise of all time. That shit horrified me to no end, dude. Talk about my face is tired. Like, what? How did we get here to where you had to have a woman in the game say my face is tired to explain the fact that you didn't animate their fucking faces? Like, what? It hurts, man.
Thinking about it too, though, I feel like with the shittiness of the year of 2020, I feel like some good stuff that's going to come out of it, though, is going to be the fact that year where not much was happening. I think in maybe the end of 2021, maybe mid 2022, there's going to be some more new great indie games that come out, because all these people stuck at home are going to be like, you know what? I'm going to try making a video game today or something like that, because everybody was at home on their computers and stuff, and a lot of people just had all this excess free time to do stuff. Like, oh shoot, I cannot think of it to save my life, but I know there's something that's coming up on the horizon. A lot
of great shit was announced at E3. So many good indie games.
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
There was one called, I think, like 12 hours, or no, it's 12 minutes. It's 12 minutes. There's Willem Dafoe in it.
That's what I was talking about. Yes.
Like Daisy Ridley. And like you just have to get out of this room and figure out how to not get murdered by, I think the police are like coming to kill you or something like that. You just have like 12 minutes to figure it out. It's fucking awesome. Like, dude, we need more of that.
Very much so. Hey, look at that. There we go. Now chat's starting to roll in. What's up, Smiley? This is my buddy Smiley who was fragging out with me and my buddy Hunter on Apex all night last night. We were the dream team.
I witnessed some fragging.
Hell yeah, that's right. Hell yeah.
That shit is too twitchy for me, dude. Like it's way too fast paced. It was giving me like an ulcer. I was like,
that is my fucking that's my jam, man. I'm an arena shooter man at heart.
Nice.
And Apex isn't technically an arena shooter, but I mean it kind of is now with the new game mode. But like you're talking to a guy that played Quake growing up, and dude,
that's OG.
Rocket jumping, running around, and all you do is you get gun shoot people. That's the game. That's it.
That's all it needs to be sometimes. Like the OG days, as bro-ish as it is to mention Call of Duty, like that was my multiplayer shooter drug of choice, and they were just giving me that good shit. Just fucking. As soon as Black Ops 3 came out, though, I parted ways with it because then it started to turn into kind of, I don't know, it's like it just changed completely. Like you have character classes now and like special abilities and power-ups and everything's too fast-paced and twitchy and you're gonna just fucking run on walls and turn into a robot man and fly into the sky. And that's all cool and fine, but I don't know. It took away from what I used to like about it, which was just the like methodical pace of it. Yeah. Then again, I don't know. Call of Duty's a whole other ball game. That shit has gone so far off the rails, but it's still like the number one game in the world somehow. People still love Warzone. I just can't get into it. Like I've tried and I just can't.
I think it's the ease of being able to jump into that game and how quickly games like happen and reset. I feel like that's the big allure of battle royale games right now, especially like Apex and stuff like that. It's you get in, you queue up, you play. If you die, get right back in another game. And obviously, you know, anything to do that's competitiveness against where you're playing, you know, playing against other people is going to do well in my opinion. Because talking as a very highly competitive person, I love that shit. Oh man, when you get a sick fucking headshot, frag somebody, you just know that someone in the world is going ah! Like exactly. Oh, I'm just like I eat that shit up.
You get to sleep at night, dude. Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I fill up my mug with salty gamer tears, and I'm like,
Yes, bow to me. Yeah, I say that every time. I'm the Lord.
Speaking of which, I did have Kyle set you out a drink in front of you on the coffee table there. If you you can see, it's even got your name on it. You see?
Can I reach out of the TV? Hang
on. I mean, do you know how TVs work? I don't think that works like that.
It could be like The Ring. Have you seen The Ring?
Oh well.
That girl comes out of the TV.
And then in 7 days you can have that drink then. But yeah, if you just let me know if you ever need a refill, I can have Kyle come out and grab you a fresh drink, keep it warm.
I don't want his hands touching that. I don't want his hands touching that drink, if that's okay.
Oh, well in that case, you probably just don't want to drink it at all. So just leave it right there on the table.
All right, sounds good. I don't trust Kyle. I don't trust him for a goddamn second.
Nobody does. Let's be real. Oh man! All right, so you know what? This is a good opportunity since we're talking about wonderful games and game development. I've got a little challenge for us. Give me 1 second.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
This is about to be the most insane, like, hardcore thing you've ever had in your life. Are you ready for this?
Not ready.
Just set this up.
No, I'm not ready, man.
I will be sending you a link on Discord that all you need to do is click on it.
Alright then.
And you'll see what's going on here.
What are you doing to me, JD? What you doing to me?
Just click on that right there.
Alright. We be clicking. Hold up. This link will take you to HTTPS. Yep, let's do that. Papergames.io.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
And you let me know. When you're here.
Connect 4.
We are gonna play a game of Connect 4.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I have literally played Connect 4 once in my life, in my child life and my adult life.
Well, same. I thought I was really good at it. And hang on, let me turn on the projector here.
Oh shit, this music's intense. Alright.
Kyle, the batteries are dead. The batteries are dead. The projector, can you Just hit the button, Kyle. Please. Just
It's the button that's it's the big
there it
one.
goes. Thank you, Kyle. Good Lord, Kyle. Holy cow. All right, you started us off. Okay, let's go. I'll go here.
So I'm trying to prevent you from connecting 4 while simultaneously trying to connect 4. Is that the idea?
Congratulations, you have figured out Connect 4.
I'm a fucking genius. I'm so excited for this. When you said you had games, I was thinking, I don't know. I truth or dare or something, but this.
I mean,
this was
I wasn't
not.
lying. I've got games here.
I think I'm about to connect 4, bro.
Shit. No.
I spoke too soon. Damn it! The intricacies of this game. Oh, okay. I see now. I'm limited by certain rows and things like that. That was a dumb choice, but it is what it is. It's in the shape of an L.
L for
What's going to
Linko.
happen to you?
Ooh.
This is. Oh my god! This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I know it's my turn. I like how it reminds you. It's like, your turn with an exclamation mark. Like, you asshole. Hurry up. It's your turn. Oh, damn it.
I'll warn you that I'm a master at Connect 4, and by a master, I
You
mean
hustled me.
I thought I was really good at this game until I tried playing a couple other people, and I got shit stomped. And I realized very quickly I'm not good at Connect 4.
Dude, if it's a game of wits, typically I'll lose, and I'll tell you why. It's because I don't have much in the way of wits. But if it's a game of like, I don't know, of something that doesn't involve wits, I might win. Like pure chance, I got you. If it's just a luck-based game, I'm in there. I'm in there, dog.
In there like swimwear.
That's become an expression I've been saying more and more lately, and it's very satisfying. Shit! No, I didn't know you could do it diagonally. No!
Okay,
I didn't
so
know diagonal was an option.
that was the first one. All right, so we're gonna
Yeah.
play the second one, but let's put some odds on this one. So
All right.
I'm not gonna be that kind of guy that it makes you throw out gifted subs or anything like that. But I do have a proposal.
Interesting.
If you win this game,
Mhm.
or if I win this game, the winner gets to choose the title of the next person's stream, or the person's next stream.
Damn it. My palms are sweating. Knees weak, arms are heavy. All right, deal. I don't think
Deal?
I'm gonna win.
Okay, all right, you guys heard it here. So if you beat me the next time I stream, you get to tell me what the title of the stream is, okay?
I want to add a caveat real quick to just say nothing too crazy.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, we all know we're not going to put anything that's going to get you banned on Twitch. Don't worry.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks,
But
buddy.
that
Just got
gray
here.
line that we're going to be walking, no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play one more. Oh, I go first this time.
Walk on the razor's edge.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I know you can get diagonal dots, this has changed the game.
Well, it's still the
didn't
same
know.
game, you know. Didn't really change it too much.
It's a different game now. Everything's changed. Nothing's been the same since JD connected those 4 diagonal dots. Can barely get to sleep at night, even though it's only been 5 minutes.
Every time I close my eyes, I just see 4 dots connected in a row. It's maddening.
Yeah. I was never good at tic-tac-toe either. I lost several games of that as a youth. Or as a ute.
Oh, the youths these days.
Oh, the utes. I wish I was Italian sometimes, just so I could say things all Italianly.
Oh, I was about to say, you can still say things, just not Italian-y.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a term, but, you know. That's okay.
Italian-y. It's, yeah, it maybe isn't. But, God damn it. Okay, so, alright. Fuck it. Just kick my ass, JD. Let's get this over with. Just finish me.
He's already dead.
Stop toying with me. Oh, it's my turn. Alright. Oh, God. Oh, God. Ah, damn it. Yeah. You don't even know where I'm coming from. You don't know what my strategy is.
I don't.
It's because I have no strategy. Yeah. Oh, you just won. I was setting up to win, but then I think you just won, maybe.
Did I, though?
I don't think you did. Unless
I
you did?
I don't think I did either.
You didn't. I thought you were about to. Oh my god.
Now I did.
It wouldn't let me place it where I wanted to.
Hey, good game. Good game. I will hit you up with the name of that stream title. Kyle, can you close the projector for us? It's the same button to extend it. Just
I haven't lost a bet in so long.
Just press the button. Thank you, Kyle. Okay, sorry about that. Gosh, Kyle.
What a bastard.
Well, hey, there you go.
Find that guy?
I told you it was a drop of blood, and it involved like
you weren't kidding.
Ritual.
That was actual.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's canon now. That's lore.
Canon Kyle lore. He came from the depths of hell.
Yep. But hey, that is a great segue into what I want to talk about next. All right, as my viewers already know, I am a huge fucking D&D nerd, like the biggest of D&D nerds.
Oh yeah.
And a little birdie told me that you have been running a D&D game. And not only that, you've been running a homebrew game involving Pokemon, and that Giovanni is the bad guy. I would love to hear more about that.
Oh, well, thank you for asking, JD. It's my pride and joy, my wee baby child, if you will. So I'll preface this by saying I'm not well versed in D&D, but what we did was we took the skills from D&D, like strength, dexterity, willpower, all the typical stuff, and the proficiency bonuses, incorporated all that over, and then kind of put our own spin on the moment-to-moment gameplay. But we've started this campaign like 5 years ago, before I moved to California, and then we took like 3 years off, and then we've come back around to almost finishing it. We're like 4 episodes away from finishing our entire campaign, depending on what they choose to do.
That's a big thing when you finally finish a campaign too, man.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels full circle.
I bet.
And I'm gonna try to like not go full DM on you and just go way too into detail and just give you the Spark Twist version, because I will just fucking ramble for hours. But the premise is a dark Pokemon universe in which everything that kept the world in balance, such as Pokemon like Ho-Oh, Pokemon like Celebi, who control time and space, they're slowly starting to become corrupted. And this all happens because Giovanni, leader of Team Rocket, loses someone he loves and finds his way into the distortion world, where he meets Giratina, who is the Lord of Chaos, the Lord of Distortion. Giratina shows him visions of what's really happening in the universe, which is that the unknown, who are very mysterious Pokemon that predate time and space, that they are in fact controlling everything. So there's like this meta narrative of like the characters being trapped within a cosmic game being played by the unknown. All of them start taking on Giovanni and Team Rocket. The war's already begun. So the first episode we played was them charging alongside Ash Ketchum, Misty, Brock, Serena, Gold, Blue, all of these like iconic Pokemon characters.
That's so awesome.
And them, yeah, it's them as adults, and their Pokemon are all like fighting to the death now. Like it's a war. And so a lot of them get killed. Giovanni kills Ash in our very first episode. Sort of like breaking the like, oh, we're all gonna be okay, he's gonna save the day like always, kind of breaking that expectation, and then setting them off to find Professor Oak, to find the truth about what's happening with Giovanni and Team Rocket, and to find legendary Pokemon, to go unite old teams like Team Aqua, Team Magma, Team Skull, to choose who they're gonna ally with, and to like basically lose their humanity along the way. At this point, they've become pretty ruthless. They've done a lot of horrible things to survive and to put themselves in a spot to maybe win. And we're at the very closing of our campaign, which has seen a main character die. Like our good friend Terry, he's not currently playing with us because his character died because he attacked Giovanni just straight up in open combat. So it's just kind of been like a dark, really fucked up version of Pokemon. But it's been like,
awesome,
the most
though.
fun.
Yeah, that sounds fucking awesome.
It's my pride and joy, man. We love it. We do it every week. It's so much fun. Honestly, a lot of it, like I never would have ever considered D&D if you, sir, didn't make us play Pathfinder. I think it was Pathfinder we played a long ass time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We played. I think I played. I can't remember who I played. A Kitsune. That's right. I played a Kitsune pirate.
Right.
Captain.
Yep.
It was so much fun, dude. And yeah, it just one thing led to another. We did our own thing eventually.
It's man, let me tell you that makes me really happy to hear that, first off. And second off, like, God, it just really goes to show the amount of crazy fucking shit that you can just do in D&D, man. Like, if you can imagine it, it's possible. And I absolutely love that. Oh,
it's
God,
everything about like what I wanted to when I wanted to be a video game designer. You get to do that, but you do it with your friends, and you do it with like no budget and like no stakes really in terms of like getting fired or fucking up and pissing off 80 million people. Like, it's you and your friends. You get to adapt in real time. You get to improv. You get to see them do crazy shit with their characters that you didn't expect at all. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? You had that inside of you the whole time? You just murdered a little old lady, like, to keep something secret? That's crazy. Like, you know, just crazy stuff. And I love that aspect of it so fucking much.
So I'm in a similar vein for that, where for you it was, you know, wanting to game design and giving you an outlet for that. For me, there's always been this super small part of me, I say super small, but honestly not too much, but I've always wanted to be like a writer. I've always wanted to write stories, make these huge elaborate things, but like my brain just cannot sit down and just write, and I don't know why. If there was a way for me to like just close my eyes, put my fingers on my temples like this, and just like think my story into existence and it all be written down out of my brain, would be amazing. But unfortunately, we live in a time where that's not a thing. But what we do live in a time is where I can do that and share it through vocal cords, paper, dice, and little plastic figures with my friends, and it become a collaborative storytelling thing. And for me, that's what I love about D&D, because I'm able to think up some sort of premise or concept or like theme and just go with it, you know? And I'm also a very big fan of like improv too. I've never like taken improv classes or really done anything like that, sort of like acting wise. Hang on, these damn fruit flies. I hate living right by a lake. Anyways,
they want their fruit, man. Just give them the fruit.
Fucking, I'm telling you. I think it's because Kyle's probably eating like mangoes behind the set or something, dripping juice everywhere. He's weird like that. He has to forage for his food. But anyways, yes, the improv part of it is what I love as well too, because a lot of the people that I play with are fucking wild and out of left field. So they throw me these crazy curveballs where I just have to like deal with it and come up with something right on the spot. And I love it. I love that, like, they go, well, actually, I want to do this. And I go, oh, fuck. Sure. Yes, this happens, you know? And I absolutely love that so fucking much. And, man, yeah, D&D is just fucking great, man. Honestly, it's my favorite thing. Just the whole creative aspect of it. Even like the hobby aspect of it. Like I told you, I had recently gotten a 3D printer. It's a resin 3D printer. I can open up an STL file, put something in, put it onto a little an SD card, slap it in that thing, hit go, and then like 4 or 5 hours later, I could have a fucking dragon. And it's like, there we go. That's it.
It's so awesome.
It's amazing, and I love it so much. Oh god, it's great. Absolutely. Yeah, dude. I think the freedom of D&D is just what makes it so like, for me.
When you get it on a Hero Forge, do you do the same thing I do, which is like you design like 20 characters? Some of them you're never going to use, but you're like, I have them though. If I do want to use it, it's awesome. It's so
that is
much
correct.
fun.
And you know, with
the 3D printer, it's like $3, and then you just have it.
Exactly. That was about to say, the best part about Hero Forge is that you can just get an STL file from them, and then like all the people that I play with right now, all of them made characters on Hero Forge and paid like $6. I think it's like $6.50 for an STL file. Emailed it to me, and I printed out all of our characters.
Fuck yeah!
It's great. It's great.
It's the way to go.
So
it is the best. It's like one of the greatest creations of humankind. Like that game coming out in the 1980s and just being like, it's a thing now. Like, and then it's just still around. People are still doing it and choosing it as an alternative to like AAA video games. And it is its own thing that's like way more fun in certain ways, because you're literally playing the character. Like you can say whatever you want to an extent, and like do whatever you want to an extent. You're not really limited as much as in a game where you're like, okay, it's Fallout 4 and I gotta go find my fucking baby Sean. And like, you're pretty much giving me the story in a role-playing game. Like you're kind of just telling me everything about my character. Yeah. Like in a D&D world, the characters can just do whatever they want. And it's your friend.
the
being
good
an
thing about it
asshole,
is too, if you
outsmarting
want that sort of thing, you can do that in D&D too.
True.
And it's great. It's so great.
Yeah.
There's two sides of the same coin, man. I love it. So, before I forget about this, I was wanting to tell you, I know since you are as big into it as I am, well, maybe we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if anybody ever can reach my level of like hype for D&D, but
I don't think I can top you. Yeah.
people could try. It's a good challenge. But I actually have been formulating, planning, and building a one-shot here for quite a while now. And within the past 2 weeks, I've put the final finishing touches on it, and it is completely done, completely made, etc., etc. And I am trying to get together some people to play it with me. Right now, I have 4 people total that would definitely 100% play. No, 5 people total that would definitely 100% play. And if you want, you can definitely be the 6th person to play with us. It'd be just a one-day thing. We'd probably start early afternoon, wrap up like later in the evening. But let me wet your whistle real quick. So the whole theme of it, is conspiracy theories. So you guys will not be making characters. I have everything pre-made and done for you. However, when the game starts, depending on certain choices and things that you make, or like the way you answer certain questions, I will be assigning you a class. And I will be assigning you a race and everything. So you won't know what you're getting into until the game starts. And once the game starts, your choices are set in stone. I will be like, this is the character you're playing. And then it will go from there. But like I said, it is set about conspiracy theories. What's going to happen is, without giving away too much, the game is not going to be based in any sort of fantasy, wild, crazy world that I made. It is going to be based in real life. It is going to be based in, you guys will be playing people who are yourselves, quote unquote, technically, living in Nashville. But something happens that makes you realize all those crazy conspiracy theories, like aliens are out there, man, Bigfoot's in them there hills. Something happens where you guys realize, oh shit, that stuff's real. So
all of it? Everything?
Yeah, anything you can come up with, because that's another thing I was going to tell you too. Before, once we decide if we're going to all play it, and we decide on what day we're going to do it, like a week beforehand, I'm going to ask each player to give me 2 of their favorite ever conspiracy theories, or like weird, like, yeah, I totally think Bigfoot, yada yada yada, is real, and I'm going to take them all and I will incorporate them into the game some way, somehow. So anything you can think of, like, yeah, I heard that the government actually keeps, aliens in Area 51 and they test them, and that's where we get things like these crazy electronics like cell phones and stuff. Like, if that's your conspiracy theory, that will be the way it is in the game. If, let's say, like, another person that wants to play as Jimmy, if he says, like, yeah, actually Bigfoot's the one that causes all the, the disappearances in the Redwood Forest and blah, 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 that will also be in the game. And I like I said, I can't explain too much without giving away the plot and the premise and everything, but it'll be worth it. I think it's gonna be great.
Dude, that is so meta. I love it. That is ridiculously meta. So we're gonna be playing ourselves, like a version of ourselves who are convinced that
yes and no
conspiracies are true. Okay.
Yes and no. Like I said, I can't explain too much without giving it away. But for the very first start of the game, when you guys do not have races or classes, you will be yourselves. So I will have you like, it'll be a little bit in the future. So I'll be like, let's say 2027. I will say, tell me where you would be in 2027 and what you're doing. The only stipulation would be you have to live in Nashville. But anything you want, like whatever you would be doing job-wise, where you would live, what kind of car you drive, etc., like, you would tell me all that, and that's what it would be in the game starting off. I've done a Lamborghini. Yeah, sure, if that's what you want. I've done something similar to that, actually. I ran a one-shot before where it was real world, and I made everybody like they were their own characters. But what I did is I homebrewed classes for everybody. So, like, for instance, like, Brandy was a bard, but I made a comedian subclass for a bard. where her dream job is she wanted to be a stand-up comedian. So I was able to like make this subclass based on that. So she ended up being like this crazy comedian that can make, kill people with bad, like dad jokes and stuff like that. Or like Jimmy decided to go fucking meme lord with it, and he's like, yeah, in the future I'm gonna be a fucking drug kingpin and do this. So I made him a warlock subclass, or he was a drug lord, where he actually was infected with this like parasite thing that was allowed him to like change his body and do stuff, and that was his patron as a warlock, was this parasite that was living in him, which funny enough became the big main factor in our current D&D game. But I digress. It was a lot of fun, and they talk about how much fun that whole one shot was.
I've never actually done a one shot. I think that would be fantastic, just to do like an open and closed kind of thing, just been in there.
Yep.
I've only been in 2 other campaigns. That was the one we did back in the day, and then one that it was a separate homebrew that Terry cooked up, which was really cool. It was like a spin on Lovecraftian horror, like a Bloodborne kind of vibe, but set in like a coastal city that was isolated from everything, and you're trying to piece together this mystery shipwreck. You wake up, one of us was a detective, one of us, and we all had like sort of problems that you would have in the 1920s and 19 teens, which is like one of us was an alcoholic, someone was a morphine addict, and it just made for really cool RP. It was great. I like that kind of stuff where you're just kind of assigned certain things based off of, like you were saying, like a personality test, so to speak. You ask
that comes through that improv thing, man. It's like, this is what you do, go with it. And I love that. And that's what I love about like one shots. But the Lovecraftian horror thing, like, that's my fucking jam. I'm such a slut for Cthulhu. Like, let me tell you. Like, I did a one shot on my brother's birthday, in not this past one, but the one before that, where we played. It was a Lovecraftian themed one shot where I made everybody their own classes and everything, and they were these characters. And like a week beforehand, I wrote a small backstory for every single character and sent it to everybody, and was like, "This is who you're going to be playing on this day. Go over this backstory. This is where it is, and yada yada yada." But that's all I told them. And the game started where they woke up in like this barracks where they were all wearing these white clothing, yada yada yada. Didn't know where they were. But there was this announcement that came on. It was like, "Welcome to perfection. Everything is perfect here, and all your problems don't exist anymore. We hope you have a wonderful day. Be sure to go to your assigned work area to do your work." And it ended up being like, it wasn't perfect. It was like this utopia, but it wasn't, it was more dystopian than utopian. But the whole caveat is there was Lovecraftian undertones to it, where they got into their first combat, and I made it brutal right off the bat, because I was trying to kill them. And as soon as one of their characters died, the whole screen went black. They all faded away. And then I said, but then the light comes through, and you open your eyes, and you're in a barracks, and you're all wearing white, and you hear an announcement that says, "Welcome to perfection, where everything is perfect here and your problems don't exist anymore." And so it was this thing where they were stuck in a time loop, kind of like Groundhog Day. And where if one of them died, the day started over. And I made things go exactly the same every single time. But then it got to the point where, like, after they died the 4th time, they shot out of bed. They knew where a certain person they needed to talk to was going to be, and they would go talk to him. And then he would go to tell them what they were going to say beforehand. He'd be like, "Oh, I was just looking for you to tell you." And they were like, "Oh, no, we already know. You need to step away from that beam, move 2 inches to the left." He's like, "What? Why?" And he would step and the beam would fall, and he'd be like, "Oh, fuck, you guys know that," and shit like that. And it was great.
If every opportunity I've had to try to make something feel like an episode of The Twilight Zone, I've taken that opportunity. Like, if I could just have things that fuck with the characters, yeah, dude, it's the best. Well, like, if you can tie it into your main story too, I think that's the sweet spot, when you can have some really weird metaphysical happenings going on in the background, but you kind of weave it in and out of what they're dealing with in their day-to-day quests and their struggles. But you have like a mysterious man in a black suit that they swear they could have seen before, who just enters a tavern they're at, plays a song on a piano, and leaves. They recognize the tune, but like they can't quite make it out. I love stuff like that. And then you weave it back in later, and you're like, "Haha, you idiots!" So now you're all fucked.
I love it. Oh, so good, man. So good. God, yeah. Dude, I'm constantly just writing stuff for D&D or like making backstories and stuff. Like, here, you know what? Can we drop the projector again real quick, Kyle? Kyle? Just come on, dude. It's one button. Thank you. Here we go. So I know you won't be able to see too well because it's very small and it's very small text, but basically this wall of text are just character backstories and notes. Like, it doesn't matter what it says, but this is just the kind of shit. Like, this is what my computer is filled with. And there's tons of these. I have this came out of a folder with like 39 other text documents that are just like this. And all it is just one-off character backstories or like NPCs that I've come up with and just dumb shit like that. And like, it's crazy. Yeah, Kyle, you can close it now.
Yeah, if you don't write it down, it's gone. At least that's what I've found. For some stuff I'll remember, but like you have to take copious notes.
Man, let me tell you, I cannot count on my fingers and toes how many times I've been just dreaming away and being dead asleep in my bed, and then 3 a.m. hits and I wake up and I go, I have an idea. And I rush over and I'm like for like an hour and a half, and then I go back to sleep.
Yeah. Dude, that's some legit DM goodness right there. That's the way to do it. That is the way,
what's that meme where it's the brain? He's like, "Hey, are you asleep?" And the guy's in bed like, "Yes, now shut up." And then the brain's like, "But bro, wouldn't this idea for D&D be super cool?" And then it goes back to the dude being in bed with an angry face, but his phone screen's on. Yeah, that's me.
That's a good life to live, I think. That's a good life. You're doing it right. Yeah, dude, we should cook up some ideas sometime. I'm down. I'm
totally down for a brainstorm.
I need to learn actual D&D, like traditional D&D. I have yet to do a proper campaign of that. It's all been like homebrew mechanics that were spin-offs from it, or Pathfinder, which I know Pathfinder is pretty similar in certain ways, but also
the biggest tip I can give you is get on D&D Beyond. That is the catch-all, go-to, best #1 site you can ever fucking get on. You have all the source material that you can buy on there, and as soon as you do, you have it. And once you get it, you can share it with any of the players that join any of the campaigns you make. Like, for instance, I have every source book on D&D Beyond, and I mean every source book. So I have like $570 worth of D&D like information and lore on this site, and I have a master subscription on there as well too. So I have unlimited campaign slots, unlimited character slots, and anytime anybody's like, "Hey, I'm thinking about running this game. Can you join it and just share your stuff for me so I can use the book?" I'm like, "I got you, fam." And I will just make a dummy character, join their campaign, enable content sharing, and they have access to everything.
Nice.
And
do you do hand-drawn maps more often than not, or do you tend to throw out a battle map?
I throw out a battle map, and then I will take a permanent marker, not a permanent marker, like a dry erase marker, and I'll draw out the rooms and stuff. Because when I play, I'm very theater of the mind until combat starts. And as soon as combat starts, I'm like, here's the map. This is what the room looks like. Here's where you guys are. Put you guys where you want to be, etc. And then I reveal the monster, and then we fight. After combat, we wipe it away, and then we go back to theater of mind. And my players seem to really enjoy that because it gives you more freedom, and then you're not like confined to, my character moves 20 feet this way during RP. Like, during RP, just tell me you fucking walk over there, you know? Like,
actually, I had never considered theater of the mind being a better alternative. I was the opposite when I first started, so I was rushing to find cool maps. I was going to the Office Depot and just having them print out giant ass sheets of paper with maps that I found online. Or I was getting Loki battle mats, which I don't know if you have Loki stuff, dude, but my god, they're the best. They have a Towns and Taverns set, a Wilderness set, like everything you want, sci-fi.
I have
which
all
we
of
use
those.
A lot of science fiction.
Yep.
They're so good. And yeah, I've been busting those out for a while, and we'll have these like 2 tables set up where we'll fold out maybe like 4 of the books and align them with each other and kind of have these large scale physical maps on the table. They still role play and have to travel between the different points, and like we don't really like do too much skipping around unless we need to. It's like, all right, I want to go back to the base from this town that's like pretty far away. We don't have to RP like walking all the way there. You know,
right.
Suck.
Yeah.
But I do like having all the maps out and letting them kind of go and explore, getting some of those tiles to put down so they can be like, what's this hollowed out tree stump right here? And you're like, why don't you roll? Go look inside.
Yeah, right. A lot of the reason why I enjoy theater of mind too is I'm trying to word this without making it sound like I'm just talking super good about myself, but this is just coming from what people have told me. I'm very good at like setting a scene, describing what's around, going off from there. And the way I work it is if the person wants to, like my players at this point know now, if I describe a scene, say this, and I didn't say something that they're looking for, they will ask me, is this part of a thing? And I will immediately be like, yes or no in my head. If yes, I'll be like, why don't you make a perception check or make an investigation check, and you can look around and see what's going on. They make the roll, if it's good or bad, depending, yada, yada, yada. I'll be like, you go around this area and you see, and then I list off a couple more things. And then if it was there, I'll be like, you do find that hollowed out tree stump you were looking for, and within it is blank, blank, blank. And that's how I go with. But on the maps thing, this is kind of throwing us in a different direction, but the one thing that I've done is I picked up a program called Wonder Draft, and it's an actual like geographical map creator for fantasy games and things like that. And I was able to make the world of Varkus, which is the world, my homebrew world for our campaign that we play. And I'll show you this one. Like, Kyle, just hit the button, same one. There you go. I don't know if you'll be able to see it too well. I'll try to see if I can zoom in, but this is the world of Varkus. So I have my contents and everything, or my continents and everything. So
that's awesome.
You've got all this. There's the continent of Ovik. There's the continent of Magdala. We've got Vondel's Isle up there, which they haven't looked around in. Then we have Garandal's Keep, the big lich, big bad guy that they've not in any of my campaigns anyone has ever gone to. And then we have the Mysterious Gods Beginning, which is where all the arcane and magic in the world began, where the gods descended to make Varkus, blah, blah, blah. My current campaign, that is where everybody is trekking to. But yeah, and I made it this. I made it like this, and it's fucking great, and I love it.
Have they explored most of it? You said they've been to a lot of the places.
In this campaign, they have spent a lot of time on this right-hand continent called Magdala, but they started on the left-hand continent of Ovik in the capital of Stowe, which is like the human capital of the world. And they've traveled back and forth there in Holmesbrook a little bit, but they eventually got teleported over to Magdala and then have just kind of stuck there for a good while.
That's awesome, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That is detailed. I've just basically had to use various maps from the Pokemon world, but what we've ended up doing is like the exploration comes into play very infrequently because I've set it up with like a big ticking clock, which was maybe a mistake, but I think a sense of urgency is good. So this has been like a very tight campaign where like the main events that are happening are what we're focusing on. Battles, infiltration missions, trying to persuade certain people to come over to their side. But like there's so many times where I can tell they're just like, dude, we just want to go out and catch some Pokemon. Like, we just want to go the forest, and I'm like, all right, so we'll do like 2 episodes like that a season, and it makes them really fun because if you deprive them of that for a while, then like when they get it, they're enjoying it. I realize that I'm a sociopath whenever I talk about my campaign to other people because it's just like to go into the details about all the horrible shit they've had to do when they want to just have fun and go on quests and get gold and stuff.
Right.
But
it looks like one of my players is in chat now. No spoilers. He says, "Don't worry, bud. I got you." I'll be sure to make sure to say spoiler warning if I reveal the end game goal to Dakota here.
They all die. I'm going to kill them all.
Exactly. Oh, dude, you spoiled it.
You spoiled what would have otherwise been a fun surprise. All of us die.
Right. That's a surprise we'll use for later. So, okay, looking at our live time, we've been live for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. And usually I like to make these podcasts anywhere from like 1.5 hours to 1.45 hours, sometimes 2, depending on, et cetera, what's going on.
Gucci, baby.
So since we are in the back half of things, I always like to give my guests the opportunity to, if you haven't, that's fine, or if you can come up with one, any questions that you might have, or anything that you specifically want to ask me or talk about, any sort of topic, whatever. If you have any of those, feel free.
Oh, I have. What is your favorite anime of all time and why?
Ooh, baby. Okay, this is a very good question. We are taking a hard left from D&D.
I bring the heat.
My absolute favorite anime of all time is Cowboy Bebop. 100%.
Easy answer. That's an easy answer. That's fair.
Now, so here's the thing though. So I have favorite animes, but I say that one's my absolute favorite for, I guess, 3 reasons. One, the storyline is so good. The way it wraps up is very good. It's very, what's the word I guess I'm looking for?
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the way that the story rolls into completion and comes through, and like how everything sorts of like everything meets up like I feels like it should. Like when the story ends, it's not like you're going like, what, who, what, why? It gets done and you're like, yep, you know,
full circle.
That's the number 1 reason. Number 2 is I'm a sucker for that sort of animation, like the early 90s, or excuse me, like mid 90s animation. Like I fucking love it, man. And Spike Spiegel is such a good, cool character. And thirdly,
Steve Bloom,
dude, yes, him too.
So good.
Well, so yeah, that's for the English version. When I watched it originally, I watched it subtitled, but Cowboy Bebop is, I guess there's technically 4 reasons. And Cowboy Bebop is one of the actually like good dubbed anime. That's a whole big rant in itself on why I prefer subs over dubs. But yeah, no, it's good because for me, I feel like dubs make the characters come across differently than they should in like the source material. Like for instance, like in the subtitled version, like he'll say something with a different inflection or he'll do something a certain way and it makes you feel a certain way about the character. But when they do it in dubbed, they may not like get the point across the same way, and where in the subtitled you can be like, wow, that character is very intimate and understanding. In dubbed you can be like, dude, that character's a fucking asshole, you know. And that's the reason why I prefer it how it should be. But anyways, my last reason is I am a huge sucker for like space bounty hunting, you know, fucking hopping on board the bebop and
jazz music,
dude. Oh god, like, dude, Tank in the opening song, like, fucking so good. I love it. But yeah, that's my favorite one of all time. What about you?
Great answer. I have to finish Bebop. I've never actually finished it. I just started
dude,
it.
You're missing out.
Stylish. It's so stylish. I was impressed by it, but I didn't get pulled in. I hate to admit it.
Oh no. Hey, it's not
I will tell you. So my easy answer, and this is hard to even classify, so I kind of have 3, which is cheating, but I would say like Attack on Titan is as near perfection as you can get, in my opinion, and that's the easy weeb answer because everyone loves Attack on Titan. But there's a reason why, because it's like incredible from start to finish. And I recently went back and watched from episode 1 all the way to what they've put out. And talking about full circle, dude, my god, no spoilers, but the final arc of like Aaron's journey, Eren Yeager, like what ends up happening is so good, so amazing.
Yep.
I would say Avatar: The Last Airbender is my favorite creation ever, though. But that's Western anime, so I don't even. It's a cartoon from Nickelodeon, so I don't know if you can consider it
anime. Is anime.
I do.
Anime is anime.
I think it is. I think it's an anime, and it's like the best in terms of storytelling, characters.
Very much so.
Badass fight scenes, like they don't do those still frame fights where it's just like and then and like you don't see any motion. It's all fluid and based off real martial arts. It all comes full circle at the end. So like
I cannot count how many times I've rewatched that whole series. Like it's so good. I love it so much. Very much so. Very much so. But yeah, I mean, hey,
if I had to pick one that's like one that surprised me the most, that like is a more, I don't know if you could consider it a lowbrow anime or not. I don't think it is. I think it's really good, but it has like a lot of tropes all throughout. Tropey as fuck. Akame ga Kill is like
that's still a pretty good one. Yeah, it's still a good one.
One that's it's stuck with me. I love the way it's almost like D&D in a lot of ways because the whole world is based on like questing and leveling up and getting better. Man, it's set in this like berserk kind of universe where everything's just fucked up and terrible and abysmal, and you have to suffer through it with the characters.
I get a lot of my best D&D references and ideas from anime. I'm shameless fucking admittance here. Like I steal a lot of stuff from anime.
Well, it's all been done. If you watch anime, you'll realize like every idea has been done. Like if you think of it for D&D, it's probably been done in anime. Like they got to go back in time and they have to rewrite a whole timeline by killing this person when they were a baby. It's like they did. That's been done. Like everything, no matter how complicated you get with it.
Right. But I mean, hey, those are all very respectable answers, and I completely agree with you on all of them. Except for the part where you said you didn't get hooked in on Cowboy Bebop. I kind of took a little bit of offense to that, but not too much. So, but anyways, so it's funny you mentioned Akame ga Kill. Let me blow something open here for you. There is an anime that is currently in the works that is slated to come out later this year. I think it's going to be fall 2021 is when it's going to happen. But I've read the entirety of the manga, and I'm going to go ahead and call it now. This is going to be one of the biggest hits in anime in a very long time. And I would be hard pressed to say that this is going to be one of the ones that they show on like Adult Swim, and it's going to be the face of Adult Swim for a very long time. It's going to be, I think it's going to be bigger than Attack on Titan, how it has been in like pop culture. It's going to be huge, and it's going to be amazing. Like no joke. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be with some of the creators from Akame ga Kill. It's going to have one of the best composers of all time, music wise. It has like just the cast list of people working on it are the kind of people that they only work on stuff that they are serious about and they want to make happen. And the fact they're turning this into an anime is just so good. You know what? And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull up the trailer for it, and I'll show it here. Now, you won't be able to hear the sound through this, but I'll send you a link as well too. But let me pull it up. Give me just a second here. If Kyle, if you could tell the band to just hold up for just a second, please. And then
I haven't been able to hear the band this
projector.
entire time, which is hilarious. I was so excited about the jazz music. Everyone else can hear it probably, but I can't.
Well, unfortunately, because of the way that things work on our call to call basis is working, we can't make it work, unfortunately. But hey, if you go back and watch the VOD, you'll hear it. But okay, Kyle, just open the projector again, please. Kyle, thank you. It's not up yet, Kyle. Just hit the button. There it is. Thank you. Okay. So here, I'll try to make this as best as I can where you can see this, because I'm sharing for the people watching that don't know, I'm sharing what I'm seeing to him through him because he's only able to see through that TV. But anyways, this is the anime that I think is going to blow things out of the world. It's called Chainsaw Man, and it's
Great title.
going to be great.
Great title.
It's amazing.
Chainsaw Man.
Mm-hmm. It has one of the best storylines I've ever seen too, and the fight scenes are gonna be. You get to see a little bit of it in the trailer, but like, look at this art and this art style. Look how gorgeous this looks.
This is going to be a dark anime.
Oh, 100%.
Very dark. Which is my favorite kind. Oh, dude.
And that's it. That's all you get for the trailer. Man.
When does that premiere? You said August?
It should be fall of 2021 is when it's going to be coming out.
Okay.
It's so good. I'm so ready for it.
Dude, yeah, I need some new anime in my life. I was trying to go back and find some of the dark anime I used to watch, like Dead Man Wonderland. It doesn't exist. Can't find it.
Man, if you think Dead Man Wonderland is a dark anime, Chainsaw Man is gonna make you shit your britches.
I'm ready for that.
Let me go ahead and I can give you a brief synopsis of this story. So, it is very heavily influenced with heaven and hell. It is demon based mostly, like heaven and demons exist, etc., etc. Except in this world, devils are like the big thing, like, and how in Attack on Titan, Titans are the bad guys and everything that show up and ruin things. And Chainsaw Man, devils are the things that show up and ruin things. The main character is a kid who is an orphan who is currently living in a fucking beat down, run down, leaky ass shack in the middle of fucking nowhere. He used to live there with his dad, who his dad was in bad with like the mob and owed a whole bunch of money to them, etc., etc. His dad eventually dies, leaving this kid, like this 9-year-old kid, to fend for himself. And because the mob is such a piece of shit, when his dad dies, the mob's like, well, your dad owed us a lot of money. You owe us a lot of money now. You work for us. So they make him do all the really shitty stuff for them until he gets like older, like 17, 18, etc. Eventually, when he becomes 17, 18, he fucks something up. And they decide, you know what? He's too much of a burden. We're just going to kill the kid. And they decide to end his life. However, one of these devils show up. And it's this small dog that has a chainsaw in its nose. And devils are known for eating people, drinking blood, and being complete monsters. But because this kid is so weird and fucked in the head, he's like, oh, this little itty bitty thing's hurt. You know what? I can't kill something like that. Here, I'll let you drink some of my blood and be my pet and be my friend. And he ends up befriending this chainsaw dog. And
Naturally.
when he does that, he's able to use the dog to fight other devils. And the mob's like, oh, actually, maybe he is useful. We can make him take on devil hunter jobs for us. And devil hunters are the big thing that like keep the order in the world. It's kind of like how the people on the walls of like the Maria and stuff like that in Attack on Titan. Same thing, but they're called devil hunters. But because he's not an official one, he gets in trouble with people. It looks bad on the mob, and then the mob actually does try to kill him, and they almost kill his devil. Then when the anime takes off, which they'll probably do this in the very first episode, as he's laying there dead or dying, he's holding, like his devil pet that he's dying. And he's like, well, sorry I wasn't able to, help you or help myself, but I guess just this is what life is wanting everything and being hungry all the time. And the devil decides to make a pact with him. And he says, you know what? If you show me your dreams and your goals, I'll let you live and become your heart. And so the chainsaw dog becomes his heart, brings him back to life, and he is reborn with this ripcord in his chest. And when he pulls the ripcord, his hands and his face become chainsaws, and he becomes Chainsaw Man. And he ends up fighting devils. And dude, the fight scenes are fucking nuts. Like, it is gory. It's one of those ones where you're like, oh, this character is really cool. I love him. And then he dies. Like, it's gonna be so good, man. Let me tell you. It's going to be amazing. Keep a lookout for it. When it hits, mark my words, you heard it here first, folks, on PGP. Linko is calling it now. It's going to be one of the biggest anime of all time. No joke.
The Chainsaw Man is coming for you.
Oh, dude, it's so good. And like,
great title. It's so like,
it's
just
so good.
a slappy title, just like it punches you. It's punchy,
It's great. And the funny thing is too, they talk about it was made with Western culture in mind. Like, it was made to do good in America.
Good. I think that's fine. I think that that's the anime I gravitate towards, obviously, because I'm a Westerner. But I think that's fine. I know a lot of anime gets canceled because it is too Western, or like it does well in America but not in Japan.
Yep.
And that's always heartbreaking. I've lost a lot of shows that I like. I already mentioned Dead Man Wonderland. That is one that like didn't do well in Japan, but I loved it, and I think a lot of other people in the West loved it too. But they were just like, we're gonna, because they did, and so we never got a season 2. Tragic.
Unfortunate.
A great tragedy. But that's awesome. I'll keep my eyes out for the Chainsaw Man.
Oh, it'll be great. Like, oh, God, man, it's so good. The story gets so intense too, because then they start running into like devils that actually can like think for themselves.
Wait, so have you already seen it, or you just read the manga?
I've read the entirety of the manga. It was one of those ones where it was like, I saw it and was like, that looks interesting. And I started reading it. And then 12 hours later, I read all of it.
Nice.
I literally sat down and read all of it, start to finish, in a day. No joke. It was just go and go. That was it. But man, it's so good. The story is so great. And like, because it ends up being like this crazy story too, where like the devils end up starting to like come for the Chainsaw Man, and they can't figure out why. And eventually one of the ones that they talk to later, they're like, when devils die on Earth, they're reborn in hell, and when they die in hell, they're reborn on Earth, etc., blah blah blah. And they have no memory of their past lives. But they all the devils say the same thing though. They say the last thing they remember before they died in hell, though, and showed up on Earth, is they heard the sound of a chainsaw engine revving. And that's the last thing they remember, and all devils have that memory. Dude, it's fucking wild, man. Like,
I'm fully sold on this premise.
It's crazy.
I like it. I'm there for it.
The way the devils come into, dude, I hate to keep ranting about this, but what better platform to do it on than fucking PGP right now? But like the way the devils like are a thing too is it's the more that people are afraid of a concept, that devil is born. One of the big bads that starts off right from the rip of the anime is the gun devil, and you know where he's super big in America, and he is wiped out more people than any other devil in the world, and he is like the overall like, oh, the gun devil will come get you, blah blah blah, you know.
He's the big bad wolf,
dude. It's crazy, man. Hey, that's great awesome question earlier because it spawned this conversation.
I do what I can. Anime is a topic that I feel like, you know, most people love to ramble about. If you're into anime,
I love it.
You're into it. There's no like I kind of like anime. Like you either like anime or you just don't.
And I definitely like anime.
You do be liking that anime though.
I do be liking that anime. All right. Do you have any other questions for me? I know you said you prepared a list. Hit me with the next one. Let's see what's up.
Why? Okay, so I love console gaming. Always have. Always will. I always will say that is a preferable experience, unless you're really good at building PCs, or unless you have the ability to set up a great PC rig. I think consoles are the best way to play. Why do you feel like PCs are preferable to consoles in terms of just not even just like the ability to mod them and, you know, to run the games at higher graphics and stuff? Is there something about playing on PC that you deeply prefer? Because I'm trying to get into it, but my god, dude, the most frustration I've ever had with gaming has come from PC gaming, just not being able to get shit to work and mod stuff properly. So I always like to hear from PC people, you know, why they beat PC.
That is a great question, and it's one that I've heard before and one I've answered before too, so this is good. I do agree on consoles actually being, I mean, that's what they're made for, is they're made for gaming, but I feel like they're very set in that niche where if you want to play a game, you turn it on, pick up a controller, sit on the couch, and you play, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I do agree that it is difficult starting out getting into PC gaming because it is very much so a bell curve on learning on how to get everything set up and going. Yeah. But I think that the overall benefits from it in the long run way exceed console, because like I said, consoles are, one, you are locked into set specs, you are locked into a set way to play, and that's that. It's, you have the machine, you buy the game, you put it in, you press play, you have your controller, you're good. PC, yes, you still have to build it. It may be a little more costly, but as a PC gamer, I never have to worry about if my computer can run this game, or when the next generation of things happens, if I'm going to be able to deal with it, because all I have to do is upgrade a part. I do not have to go out and completely buy a whole brand new console that makes all my other games null and void. With a PC, I can upgrade too, and backwards compatibility is always a thing on PC. And plus, like emulators, you can, like how you said, you know, without going into the modding thing, but that is, I think that's a big thing. Like,
it is.
My buddy Jimmy, like I was telling you, he is playing like all the Tomb Raider games, all the Resident Evil games, all this stuff. And you can hook up a controller and use it in a controller too. And a lot of people talk about like just wanting to sit in their living room on the couch and play games. You can do that with a PC too. You can, I have it, well, in my old apartment, I had it where I had my 3 monitors for my computer, but I also had it set up to my big screen TV where if I just wanted to chill, I could load up a racing game or a fighting game or something, grab my Bluetooth controller, my Xbox controller, sit back on my couch, press a button, it all transferred to my TV, and I'm laying in my bed playing just like how I would a console, but it's a PC. And I think too the benefits and like bonuses that come with it, because not only is it something that's just for gaming, but if I ever just want to sit and watch Netflix or watch YouTube, and then like streaming and stuff too, like the extra bonuses you get with that, with I can make stuff like this fucking podcast, and as soon as we're done here, I hit a couple X's, load up Steam, and I'm playing a game, you know, like.
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
the availability of stuff you can do, and that's what makes
The real
PC
reason
available.
the real reason I asked you is just because I'm needing to convince myself to get a PC and spend the money. So I wanted to hear someone
Right.
else reaffirm what I need to tell myself to get this thing and not kick myself in the ass for it.
Right. And I know this is going to be a hard sell for you, and it was a hard sell for like Jimmy and Brandy and all them as well too, but I truly believe mouse and keyboard are better peripherals than a controller. And talking as someone that plays FPS games like religiously and competitively, instead of doing, like this to aim myself, I can actually move my arm, and I feel like that movement translates better into my brain on aiming better and stuff like that. And you feel a lot more open and free. Like it's like, oh, someone's behind me. Pew, 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 pew. It's like someone's behind me. You can just about whip around. And I feel like mouse and keyboard is the way superior peripherals for me.
Ordinarily, I would say that is sacrilege, but I am starting to come around. Like, the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I was just playing that, and being able to swing my head around and just know exactly where I'm going to look.
Yep.
It's nice. There's something to it.
And now, consoles aren't like completely bad, though. Like, I will not play a fighting game or a racing game on mouse and keyboard. I will 100% use a controller for that, because I feel like they have their own thing that they fit into. Like, for instance, driving games. Like, with a keyboard and mouse, it's you turn left or you turn right, and that's no good. For a controller, you can slowly feather it to the left, slowly feather it to the right, hit your gas a little bit, and slam into it, whatever you need to. And fighting games, all your inputs are so much better with a controller. So that's my stance on it, at least.
Fair enough. Honestly, I'm also sold on that now. I've had you sell me on two things: Chainsaw Man and PC gaming.
That's what I'm here for.
And I purchased both. Damn it.
Yeah, now you have two good things to look forward to. So hey, when you build that PC, you can watch Chainsaw Man on it.
Yes, dude. The best of both worlds.
Yep. Now, so it's funny, that actually just reminded me of another thing to help sell you on it. A big thing, in my opinion, is now it is definitely a money sink on, upgrading your PC and everything, but it's not once you drop that money, you're stuck with it forever with PC. There's always people looking to, upgrade theirs or start one or do this. I cannot tell you how many times I have sold old computer parts or given people and sold them my old rigs and stuff like that. And it has also just, like jump started people into the PC world and things like that.
Yeah.
But like the monitors, you are never going to get the same quality of like visual, like feedback as you will on a TV for gaming as you will on a monitor. For instance, a lot of TVs so it's changing nowadays where our TVs are getting better than 60 hertz. But like, for instance, my monitor that I play on has a 1 millisecond response time. It has a 144 hertz refresh rate, and you can vastly see a difference. And people that say you can't have never looked at a 144 hertz monitor.
Liars. They're all liars.
They are 100% lying, because the best way to tell it, like where I have a triple monitor setup, and you know how you can drop things down into a window mode on a PC and drag it around the screen. I can put it where the two monitors meet. I can put the window where it is on both monitors, and you just wiggle it up and down. On the 60 hertz monitor, it looks like it jumps and it's like catchy. On that 144 hertz monitor, it's like, and so flowy. And let me tell you, it makes a fucking difference in competitive FPS games. I will 100% agree that my aim is way better on a faster monitor.
I believe you. I've just been in denial my whole life, and I've also just had an attachment to consoles forever because I'm like, I grew up with them. It's nostalgic for me. I like looking forward to the new system and the exclusives you get on them and stuff, and just the comfort of like laying in bed any way you want, just fucking playing. But
hey, that is a big thing on consoles.
100% right.
Is exclusives.
All my friends that have made the jump have never looked back too. Like they've literally just, that's all they game on really. They'll get a PS4 for an exclusive, right? Pop it out every now and again, but they only play on PC.
Yeah,
because they're smarter than me, and they know that.
It looks like Wang Chungus is chiming in here. He says, coming from someone who is previously on console, controllers are for children. Mouse and keyboard is when you want to be good at games. I will say, I have put him through the ringer on like getting FPS trainers, you know, like aim trainers and stuff like that. And he's a pretty decent shot now in FPS games, you know.
You
like
tryhards. No,
let's
I hate
say,
when
you
people
know,
call someone a tryhard. Like, what are you playing the game and not trying? Like,
yeah, right, yeah.
if you're online in a shooter, you're just trying to lose. Is that
Yeah,
your
you're just getting to
stance? 'Cause
lose, you
that's
know.
weird. Fucking try
See,
hard. God.
the derogatory term now is sweats.
I'm
now,
so old. I didn't even know that's a thing. People say you're a sweat now.
Oh,
like,
dude, they're the sweatiest people. It's so like an Apex. Like last night when you would get to a game and it's like they get in and they're like, "Okay, team, we're cracking it. We're all moving this together and we are all shooting our guns at the exact same time. We're doing this." It's like, bro, just get in and shoot people. You know, like you get in to play, but they get in there and then they kill you and then they're taunting. They're like, "Yeah, we're so much fucking better than you." Blah blah blah. Like
that's
those those are sweats.
That's what the definition of the word should be used for. Of
Yeah,
like tryhards. That's what that is. Fair enough.
You joke that you can smell them coming. Like, ooh, the sweats are here. They're coming.
They're out there, dude. That's awesome.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite? My last question. I was gonna sneak in here, a quick one.
Go right ahead. I was about to say we got 15 minutes left. Feel free to throw it in there.
Damn, I can make it 15 minutes. My mouth is so parched, dude. I didn't grab enough water this whole time. I've been like, come on, baby.
Kyle, can you grab him a water? No.
Kyle.
Oh, well, okay.
Fuck, dude.
We're
I don't know why I got my hopes up that Kyle would do anything successfully. God damn it.
Sorry
Kyle.
about that. Yeah.
It's all good. But yeah, I was gonna ask. He sucks. What is your favorite indie game of all time? Like truly indie game.
Truly indie game.
And what I mean by that is like I'll say like, you know, like we were talking about earlier, we threw out some titles like Gone Home or The Stanley Parable, like made by incredibly small teams. But I guess you could still count like the Telltale games, at least their first couple games. Maybe not after they, you know, blew up and stuff.
For me, Hollow Knight.
Everyone seems to. I haven't played it. That's awesome though. Everyone loves that game. I have to check it out.
It is so good, man. Like the movement, the combat, and everything is so fluid and quick. It's very quick and easy to pick up. Progression feels really good. It has like a thriving speedrunning community and things like that. Like it's a very solid game and it's great. And if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a second one coming out. Don't quote me on that, but I think there's a second one coming out.
They absolutely should make a second one. I always see people streaming it. Everyone loves that game. It looks kind of like two-dimensional Dark Souls to me, which may be an oversimplification, but it just looks like hard as shit. And
that's technically a good way to put it. And yeah, that's the thing too. It's challenging. And when you beat a boss and like do something, you're like, yes, you know, that good sense of completion comes into play. It's great.
That is addictive. That is why From Software is so successful. Oh my god, that Elden Ring though. That's gonna be so good.
That'll be good.
Elden Ring.
So we didn't quite stretch it out in 15 minutes, but here's a controversial topic that I'm sure you will have words about. I've never played a Dark Souls game.
Well, you know what? I can't talk shit because I only recently, as of like 6 months ago, sat down and really tried to play one.
Well, hey,
like
you played more than me.
Do it, man. You'll love it. Play Dark Souls 3. I would say forget 1 and 2. Just start with 3, and you'll get the whole picture of what's going on. The story is actually really cool, although you wouldn't even think that game has a story. But it's just all buried in the environmental storytelling, like these giant creatures that you find, and you can kind of piece together what happened to them based off of some paintings on the walls and stuff like that.
The kind of
and
story
like item descriptions. Yeah, you got to work for it. And same thing with the gameplay, obviously. Like that's why everyone loves it. It's super fucking hard. It's challenging, but when you get good at it, it's that satisfaction of like, I just died 47 and a half times against this fucking boss, like Yorm the Giant, and then you finally kill his ass. It's the most satisfying. It's way more satisfying than like most traditional games where you're gonna get through it if you put the difficulty on normal and you just, you know, you're not too terrible at basic stuff.
Right.
You can like, you know, go shoot this guy. Typically, you're going to be able to beat the mission. But in Dark Souls, you have to always be on your shit. Always minding your P's and Q's 100% of the time.
Yep.
It made a man of me, JD. It made a man of me.
Yeah, I had a really good friend that played it a lot, and I often watched him play it, and I was like, woof, this game's rough. I think the big thing that turned me off from it so much is that people say it is best played on a controller, and that the mouse and keyboard controls for it are pretty fucking wonky and difficult. And I think that's the only real big thing that's turned me off from it is I hate playing games that aren't a racing game or a fighting game with a controller because I just feel sluggish. But in one of these days, I'm probably just gonna have to bite the bullet and just play it because I actually think I own Dark Souls 3. I think my brother got it for me when it was on sale on Steam sale.
Oh yeah.
So it's just sitting in my backlog of like those games that I should play someday. I think it's just there. So I'll definitely have to. See, look, you've convinced me of something today too.
It's the whole reason I came on here was just to evangelize.
Right. Oh, I feel a sneeze coming on. I'm gonna mute myself.
Dude, surrender to it. Surrender to it.
Whew, there we go. Okay, much better. All right. Well, you know what? I think with us running up on 1 minute 48 minutes here, or 1 hour 48 minutes here, I think that's probably a good place to close out on.
We did it.
We did it, man. It was wonderful talking to you. Yeah, man. I agree.
Yes. Much love to you, buddy. I'm excited about that one shot. Hit me up on the Discord, and we will make that happen.
For sure. I will for sure.
That's gonna be rad.
I'll have to send you my my phone number and stuff now too. I got my phone all reset up again and everything, and got a new number. I'll have to send it to you on there. But yeah, for sure. I don't know when it'll be, but when it happens, yeah, you definitely should be the sixth person for us because I like to play 5 to 6 people, so that's like my comfort zone. So yeah, I would definitely enjoy having you on there, and I think you'd be a lot of fun with it.
I'm gonna do well. I can't do an accent, can I? We'll get into it.
I mean, you could. Just give me a good reason to lie.
Coming in there with an Irish accent, I'm just gonna do that for no reason.
Hello, my name is Dakota.
Yeah, if I have to play myself, just be Irish me.
I am Irish Dakota. But yeah, man, thanks for joining me on the 4th episode of PGP. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Bullshit about video games and D&D, man. I swear that's all this podcast is becoming, but I am fucking here for it.
Vector says hi. He appreciates being on here. I didn't want to let him get much time in just because I feel like his name's already on the channel. Like he takes up enough of the spotlight. He doesn't really do that much, to be honest, but he's there. Well, so I wanted to let him know.
That's a good point. So the last thing I like to do for all of my guests, man, as soon as the camera pans over to you, you are going to have 10 seconds to plug whatever you want. As soon as that 10 seconds is up, though, you're out of here. So as soon as I pan over to you, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, do you like nerdy stuff and people with robots? Then go to youtube.com/DakandVector. We do video game essays. They're goofy, they're silly, they're fun times, and come watch on Twitch and stuff and things. Have a good time. Yeah.
Perfect. And Kyle, cut the feed. Okay. Perfect. That was my buddy Dakota. Oh, he's back. Oh no, turn on the static, Kyle. There we go. That was my buddy Dakota. But yes, guys, thank you for joining me on the 4th episode of PGP. It was wonderful having you all here. I know we didn't have too many viewers today, but hey, the VOD will be up. And for all of you guys sitting around watching the VOD, thank you for swinging by and checking it out after the fact. And hopefully you'll be able to catch the next one live. I will do my best to make sure to announce it maybe a couple days ahead of time. That way you guys can catch it live when it does come on. But yes, let me go ahead. I will shout out my guest. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and shoot him a follow. You can check him over at the place that's up here now. Let me put it on this and you guys can see there's a little clip of his that's playing on this TV up there. It's one of his highlights. Looks like he plays a bunch of the Telltale games. I know recently he's been playing Oblivion. You can check him out over there. He's currently doing some PC gaming, which is cool for him because he's pretty new to it. But hey, again, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for dealing with my nerdy ass and fucking Kyle. But hey, it was a lot of fun. Thank you for stopping by. Goodbye, everybody.